Every February, millions pause their lives for a shared cultural moment. Super Bowl Sunday. What started as a simple football championship has become one of the most watched events on Earth. A spectacle of sports, music, marketing, and national identity. In a world of fragmented media, nothing else draws such unified attention. So how did this happen? How did a humble title game turn into a global cultural institution and the most expensive advertising platform on the planet? Today, we'll tell that story, beginning with its origins and ending with the global media machine it is today. Part 1. The birth of the Super Bowl. The rival leagues. The Super Bowl's roots go back to the early 1960s, when the American Football League (AFL) was formed as a rival to the already established National Football League (NFL). By the mid-1960s, both leagues were competing for fans, players, and TV attention, and it became clear that a championship between them could benefit both. That led to a historic agreement, a playoff season between the two leagues, an annual title game to declare one champion, and the birth of the AFL-NFL World Championship game. This game was played on January 15, 1967, at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, with the Green Bay Packers beating the Kansas City Chiefs, 35-10. The naming of the Super Bowl. Originally, it had no official Super Bowl name. That was a retrospective rebranding. The term Super Bowl came into use soon after, inspired by a toy called a Super Ball that family members of AFL owner Lamar Hunt played with. In 1971, the league officially adopted the Roman numeral naming system, Super Bowl I to Sen 3, distinguishing each game in history. Part 2. Early growth and the radiology of rivalry. Closing the gap. In those early days, the Super Bowl was a championship like any other. Tickets were inexpensive, $12 average for the first game. Only about 61,000 fans attended the first game. And it wasn't yet a cultural tiebreaker. But its broadcast viewership was big, already drawing more than 50 million viewers on TV, even for a relatively modest game in stadium attendance. Critically, the rivalry itself helped grow football's national appeal. AFL's wide-open, high-scoring style captivated younger fans. NFL's established status brought credibility. Once the AFL and NFL merger was completed by 1970, the Super Bowl became football's unified championship, and mass audience momentum began. Through the 1970s and 1980s, the Super Bowl steadily gained traction as a major national event. At its peak during this era, over 40% of U.S. households with televisions would tune in, making the game one of the few truly mass broadcast events. This wide shared audience, rare in media at the time, laid the foundation for something huge. Part 3. Culture, festivals, and halftime spectacle. More than a game over time, the event built elaborate halftime shows, media build-up weeks before festival culture in the host city tailgates, and watch parties coast to coast. By the 1980s and 1990s, the Super Bowl wasn't just a game, it was a national experience. The halftime show evolved from simple marching bands to blockbuster performances by top artists. Today, being asked to headline a Super Bowl halftime show is considered one of the highest honors in music. Each story, each performance, helped pull more viewers into the orbit. Part 4. Milestones of viewership in media. Ratings through the decades. As entertainment formats expanded, the Super Bowl weathered media shifts. It survived cable fragmentation. It survived streaming evolution. It kept growing. Recent games regularly draw over 120 million viewers, with Super Bowl likes reaching 127.7 million average viewers, the largest audience for any U.S. broadcast. These numbers are unmatched by almost all other television events. Only a few Olympic finals or World Cup games approach similar global totals. This viewership consistency gave advertisers something incredibly rare: a nearly guaranteed massive live audience every year. In a world where most live TV ratings fall as viewing splinters across devices and platforms, the Super Bowl keeps growing. Part 5. Why it became a cultural institution. Shared national ritual. Sports historians and cultural analysts point to multiple forces that turn the Super Bowl into a shared cultural ritual. 1. Post-war prosperity and consumer culture. Televisions became household staples, making live sports communal. 1. Pete Rozell's vision. The NFL commissioner in the 1960s recognized the value of television deals to grow not just games, but fan base and revenue. 1. Halftime spectacle transforming halftime into a pop culture show, one that millions anticipate as much as the game, helped broaden Super Bowl's audience beyond sports fans. 1. Integrating media and celebrity. From actors to singers, Super Bowl week involves celebrities, social media, talk shows, and ad coverage, effectively turning the event into a media juggernaut. Part 6. Super Bowl and Economics. Tickets, viewers, hosts. Every aspect of the Super Bowl has an economic dimension. Host cities gain tourism revenue from attendees. Broadcast networks earn hundreds of millions in ad revenue. The NFL earns from rights fees and marketing partnerships. Brands often tie entire annual campaigns to their Super Bowl presence. The economic impact overall includes ticket sales concessions, hotel bookings, travel advertising deals, merchandise. It's not just sport, it's a mini economy triggered annually across the US. Part 7. The connection to Super Bowl ads. All of this cultural buildup, massive viewership, shared experience, entertainment spectacle is exactly what created the conditions for an extremely valuable advertising marketplace. Advertisers realized the audience is massive, the audience is diverse. They won't fast-forward commercials, it's live. People talk about ads as much as they do about plays. This phenomenon turned Super Bowl commercials into must-see media events. Clips go viral. Brands release teasers online beforehand. Ads get second life on YouTube and social media. And that's the perfect segue into why Super Bowl ad costs have soared to millions, which you can explore in your next video. Conclusion. From a championship game between two leagues, to a national holiday, to the most watched broadcast event in American culture, the Super Bowl's growth is a living case study in how media, culture, commerce, and spectacle can fuse into something far bigger than its original purpose. It has become a cultural ritual, a shared national moment, a commercial powerhouse, a global entertainment showcase. And that's why it continues to grow, in audience, in revenue, and in relevance, year after year.